I saw a gap and I saw into a corner into Manishota. There's nothing ethetha nge-radio. And probably it's only because abakho baninzi abantu ke who are as passionate about the radio, or maybe mhlawumbi ke interests zabo do not lie in sharing la knowledge nabantu. Because I'd sit with my guest, mna ndibuze ezi ndifuna uzibuza, kanti at the same time there's so many other people who were saying I'm learning so much out of this, and yet at the same time I was fulfilling
your own personal thing.
Hey guys, welcome to another exclusive episode of The Voice Out with myself, LT Legs. And always, I'm never solo, I'm with the amazing Leah M.
What up? I like it when you say exclusive. Like every time it says exclusive, I feel like I've made it in life, right? But yes, I am Leah M, aka the collector of roses, aka the queen of
alternative.
There you go.
Yes.
AKA Blue Beauty. And today we have another special one. A big one. And I'm talking about a multi-talented SA content creator. You know him as a radio host. You know he is a DJ, he is a producer, he's an author. And then you know we're about to laugh. So we have Pastor the DJ. What? Like, take guys, take all these letters down here.
I'm okay. How are you guys?
We're good.
Blue what?
Blue Beauty.
Blue Beauty. Someone hearing that one. Blue Beauty. I'm gonna stick to that.
Yes, please do. Oh, MXO gave it to me this past weekend. Blue Beauty. Whatever. I'm keeping that one. But and thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's quite an honor. I mean, I'm listening to that intro, like yo. I'm talking about me.
Hey, since you are listening to it and you're talking about, are they talking about me? You know, tell us about Manu Pastor. Who is Pastor? Pastor Kulele P. A little bit about your childhood and just briefly how you actually got here.
It was a long road, but I'll try and shorten it as much as I can. I'm a child of the Eastern Cape. I was born in East London, Frey Hospital. This was in the mid-70s, 1975 to be exact. Which makes me 47. Well, later this year, I'm still 46. So my parents were married at the time, but then after their divorce, I hear about they got divorced after a year after my birth. I'm the second of two. So they moved to Etinaga. My mother moved to Etinaga, which is where her family's from. So I grew up at Etinaga until I was about 5 or 6. My grandfather died, and the stepmom was raising the rest of the family at the time because of it was a family. So my mom had to move us again. So I at King Williamstown with umama wake, because my grandfather had remarried after Tugena Nomakuluam. So that's where ndikhule ndafunda ndabhadla khona yonke into yami ndingathi yenzeke khona. Even my tertiary education as well at Boston City campus, I went to again East London. Then my high school days as well, around Ezwelicha neBisho. Basically, then I went to a Gauteng to do radio and TV presenting at a casting agency, and that also opened doors for me. Now we go advert and I for the post office. There was a thing, a competition got and circulating Kamalai, but I was brushing his tongue. So I got about 6,000 rands from there, and I took that money. I think I took about 4,000 from there to enroll for Rikosi and radio presenters. That was TV, Baba City TV and radio. But the radio they didn't cover, so they covered the TV. So from that advert, I took 4,000 rands. The patala fees for the following intake, class elandelayo. The rest, we were Eastern Cape and Goksonolu December. Went back to Johannesburg, did a course with TV, with radio presenting. And I passed top of my class, and they actually gave me an opportunity to study any Indian Funi study Shakwalapa for free. And I chose the radio production as well. So I did a production course over 3 months as well. Yeah, woman, come and see. Yeah, that's me.
That's what
That's me.
I
That's how my
love a
story
lot.
starts, but then it's another story.
There's fillers, yes, there's fillers, there's
and whatnot.
fillers.
Yes, yeah, in the land.
There's fillers,
In the
yeah.
land, but I'm sure I gave you enough of what you
Guys, it's a woman. It's a woman.
Yeah.
Also now, pastor, you call yourself a pastor, the DJ.
Yeah.
Ithini into were you umfundisi ivelaphi insusa yeligama?
Not exactly, kanti ba ayinawo nobufundisi ayidibana nodibana even nabazali bam nothiwa kwami. When I arrived in Nansigeni at Boston City campus, so we lived around town because in Boston I know accommodations are. So you live with flats as laba phakathi edolopini, and there was this one block of flats ababebeke ecaleni for the students as well. So ngosuku before classes ziqala the next day, when I arrived with the bags, there was already one guy who happened to be my neighbor, and Ankalo Dibana at the time. So as I walked into my room, he came into my room and introduced himself, and and this guy was from Queenstown. And Unozewu baninzi kwela cala. Ngoba sisuka kwelale zase Queenstown, komacofi mvaba line, Bolotwa. So the only Nozewu this guy had met was actually a family friend kokwabo who was Pastor Nozewu wase Queenstown. So this guy started calling me Pastor Nozewu. So as I went res, hi, Pastor Nozewu. As he introduces me, Pastor Nozewu. Everyone started calling me Pastor Nozewu. So I became women, as one cooler nam come, hey, so I had to set it apart. Because I was DJing already. Yeah, I mean, I started DJing while I was still in high school, late in high school. So, ben solo ndingu pastor, but then again, people, pastor, pastor, no, the DJ. Oh, that one. Yeah. So in order to tell myself apart from everybody else, I had to go with the pastor. Which one? The DJ.
The DJ.
Yeah, so that's how it came about.
So there's no church, guys.
No.
There's no church involved here. There is nothing like that. Also, you are a family man, ne?
Yeah.
You are married. You have how many kids do you have?
You have got 4 now.
Okay. So how this is a lot to I can barely deal with the one.
Yeah.
How do you balance out? Because you're a busy man, you do a lot. You're an author, you're a DJ, you're on radio every day. I've got 4 kids. The 4 kids, well, the first 3 came from Umshado wa Muka. Then I was married again. Well, that divorce, I got divorced from Umshado wa Muka. Then I got married again. And obviously, I mean, it's only biological, if I can put it that way. So ube khona kumntana wethu after years and years and years of trying. Sibe sabe sinaye umntana ke ongowesine ke ngoku ongowokuqala nenkosikazi yam, but ongubrother to the other 3 abakhoyo ngaphambili. So that's why there's 4. But abanye abayi-3 bahlala nomama wabo, so mna ndihlala nalo nomncane. And I think I'm with age, yes, kukhona ndiyandifumanisa into yokuba you actually can make time for a family. Because with Abe by 3 Bona, they came at a time where I was still trying to find myself. Yeah, you were young.
I was still trying, I was trying to open doors for myself. And I never paid attention to the upbringing, even though I was there, but only now, I guess at the point where I'm at right now, as much as I may seem that I'm doing so many other things, but I get to control my time. I get to control what I do and when I do it, whenever I feel like doing it. So I call the shots. If someone says, hey, I want a meeting on Wednesday, let's say on a Monday, for example, at 9 o'clock, I say, no, I've got to spend time with family. I can't. If it's a Sunday, no, I won't be able to because I've got family time. I mean, I've got a gig on Friday, and on Saturday, I need to spend time with my wife and children on Sunday, So the other benefit is that at this point you get to call the shots. You get to call the shots sometimes and you say, no, I won't do that because on Fridays I have to do this, or on Sunday I have to do this. So I try, and now even after the show at 9 o'clock, how it works on radio, you're contracted for the 3 hours that you are on air. And that's it, in and out. You're in at 6, you're out at 9. But ni 3 hours. Actually, the other 18 hours, is it 24? The other 21 hours, you're preparing for your next show.
So
Young homes.
Yeah,
In 3 hours later, it's just the implementation.
yeah.
So uphuma ngo-9, also have to make sure that during the week, because the weekends is my busy, and bafumana icawa nje ekhaya is my family. I have to make sure that I spend as much time with family, and of course ixesha lokwenza ezinye izinto during the day abaphakathi evekini. So iyancedisa olo hlobo. Make studio time yabona between now and ixesha lokuphuma kwabantwana esikolweni from 9 till about 1 o'clock. I've got those hours free to myself to ezinye izinto
Then you can do
ebemandenza.
other things.
After school, I focus on the children, I focus on izinto zasefamilini, njalo 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 njalo. But come the weekend, ababona ngecawa.
Hectic.
But yeah, man, iyazenzekela all of
No, but I think also I like that he says with age, you know, because ngoku ekudala wayenganakanga, and you think about it, because at my young age I was saying, Bamtanam, you know what? He only has me to actually go out and hustle and give him the life that, you know. So I was doing it under that perception without realizing that I was actually being neglecting his needs, or that I could be more present to him. Then now so took a class to Melivi and Mama, difuni soccer pete yake ngomso. Difuni soccer boots. I'm like, what? Why are you telling me today? I don't. So yeah,
You're never
I missed
there.
out. I missed out so much.
Yeah.
But how would you say radio has differentiated from to now?
To what it is now.
Yeah, to what it is, the industry.
Yeah, you know abantu abadala bayathanda usulu. Yabona ngela xesha lethu. Yabona thina ngela xesha lethu.
80s.
Yeah, but you know, radio wasn't as complicated as they're making it out to be nowadays. Uqala kwethu thina, we didn't have producers. You didn't have a compiler. You had and I enjoyed that. You had the liberty yoba unikwe show. You do everything ngokwakho. And I guess with my love for radio, it was easy and I enjoyed it because wherever I was at that time, and I still do, always have inansiga a writing pad. Always writing notes and whatever I pick up around me as the content homes. So I'm producing for myself. I have to go into the music library after the show, go and compile music for the week, and I'm playing the music that I want. Unlike Kwezinsuku, there's too many restrictions. You have to play choice on your own, to producer, you have to content. So that's the we had freedom then. Not now. Not unless you've got a good relationship with the producer. That actually.
But would they actually place you with someone that they know that you don't have a good relationship with?
Yo.
Because now he's a producer.
Because I would assume that if you are employed or you are the head station, right?
Yeah.
And this is what we are learning now, in fact, as we are studying the radio production, that if you are the head station person and you are in charge, your goal is to make sure that the station grows and it gets more listeners. And the best way to do that is to make sure everyone is working in harmony and there's a great communication thing. So if I have a producer and a compiler and the presenter, I'll probably sit them down and say, okay, guys, this is your show. So the producer, this is their role, this one is their role, this one is their role. And then maybe when you feel like when is the presenter that we can take it, sit down with him. Is it...
No, but also bear in mind that you might have your own vision of what you want the show to sound like. But then the show does not belong to you. It belongs to the station. And in order for uniformity and team, 6 shows in, but in the presentation styles, but it directionally and the line. You are not given la liberty and because there are rules that govern everybody else and rules that you have to follow, and how you follow those rules is also another issue as well.
Hey, it's employment, this thing.
It means, hence I said we were free then. We could do whatever we wanted.
And I think that's why we're running into podcast this story, because everyone wonders, why is everyone doing a podcast? Because we have the freedom. We can literally just speak about whatever you want to speak about in whichever manner. And you know, when it comes back to bite you, you're gonna, you know. And speaking of podcasts, speaking of podcasts, zooming into radio.
Yeah.
What was the intent behind it? What were you trying to communicate with that?
Yeah, well, even he set up. Yeah, I'm sure you can. Well, let's say that it's a podcast, but it's not. It was not done in Indlela eyenziwa ngabantu.
Yeah.
And I always felt, with the industry, radio for up and coming people with radio, and for people who want to be on radio, you don't get such platforms. As equal platforms as Fananezia, because no one has the expertise get radio. And abantu abaninzi bangena into radio from famous Jalonja. There's passion. There's the art of the radio. Yes, you might not be a born broadcaster, but there's so much that goes into it. And I felt there was a void. I mean, you get abantu abancokola ngesoka. Podcast says but there was nothing like tip radio. And with my years of experience and with the people that I grew up watching and ending up being on the same level with, ending up being friends with some of them, ending up with being colleagues with some of them, and with the experience of people that I respect, people that I used to look up to, I had to have that platform. In a candy shop to understand this and that about that person. So it came from there. I saw a gap, and I saw in the way corner into my short time. There's nothing a tetang radio, and probably it's only because abakho baninzi abantu who are as passionate about the radio, maybe mhlambi interests do not lie in sharing la knowledge nabantu. Because I'd sit with my guest, kanti at the same time there's so many other people who were saying, I'm learning so much out of this, and yet at the same time I was fulfilling
your own personal thing.
It makes sense. I was watching the podcast as well. I picked up you said it when you were having an interview, but it's very important to stand out with radio.
Yeah,
it's very important to be yourself. How do you get into that place where you don't want to sound as unusual? Like, oh, okay, because you get a point where no, you have a sound for radio, you have the loops, and then you get to radio, it's just like
radio is a combination of things. It's not only the voice.
Not just the voice.
You get people with the. It'll take us to another argument altogether. A radio voice. What is
it?
How is someone supposed to speak in a radio appropriate way? I don't believe in those things. And people are always shocked when I say this. I hate my voice. I don't regard myself as a commanding voice. I don't regard my voice as an ideal voice for radio. But one thing it does, radio has evolved over time. Radio is all about personality nowadays.
Yeah.
You can have the voice, but how do you when just be yourself? And in all honesty, la pasta radio, that's who I am. And that's the only gift to you being individual. No one can surpass you in you being yourself. Be the best that you can be. And we get influences from some other people, how they're doing things, and maybe nabantu ninzi labantu abaseradio nabangazange bayifumana training on the radio, like voice control, this and that, in the theory yakhona, practically on ayokugqibela, because nowadays umuntu yakwazi unikwa imic ahlale. So it's all about the theory. Focus, the theory, know the rules as a radio. Because at some way, somehow, goes out to you, Gatina, are you breaking the rules of, you can't break rules on Azazi. So empower yourself about rules, the radio. The rest, it's you. Let it be you. If it's annoying, so be it. But chances are also annoying. In fact, who annoy about the works for some other people? People like no Fetcho. Fetcho was quite annoying. He was a problem to management. But people loved him. The numbers were there, but yet there were so many comments. Gareth Cliff. There were so many people.
Touch.
A few people who, and nowadays immediate comments about it. Back in the days, if you say something inappropriate, abantu bakwazi ukubhala ngoku and can
Yeah,
up
it's
against
like
you.
that.
And
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, eventually you are going to have to step on some toes.
Yeah, and it's a must. If you're in public platform, you're sharing your own personal needs. Definitely, there's bound to be clashing there somewhere. In what, you know, I think one would have expected or would have thought that when you release a book, it would just be like, as you're saying, radio theory, radio, you know, this and all the expectations, and then imihlinzo. And I was like, okay, imihlinzo siyayazi kubi. Imihlinzo. And then now it's on a book. And I think you continue to say, ingqokelela. Yes, guys, because you know I can't save my life. Yes, please tell us about that.
I think they could go 2013, if I'm not mistaken. Le ncwadi yemihlinzo, you know, it's just a span. I mean, every day you have to come up with new content. And I'm not a stand-up comedian. Yes, dingafani ba isigezo nje qhawe. But now every day you have to come up with nale character kasakhekile. And people started giving this idea to me. Why don't you package these as CD okanye uzithengise and whatnot? And I felt indaba yozidibanisa encwadini fine. But it's totally ngokwesiXhosa. Only a few people will understand uba usakekile imihlinzo njalo nje. So it was for the audience yomhlobo wena. And it was quite a tedious task, ngumsebenzi. And nokuqokelela, I think lo ncwadi leyo ndandiceba no volume 2 ndawubanayo. I still have material ending for the ncwadi yesibini.
But you're thinking about the process.
And I think my passion is no longer there.
And at some point it was big. Imihlinzo, like I think we would listen to every morning. Wake up in every household. Turn on the PE because they want to listen. Imihlinzo yaqala nge-8:05, guys.
Even as a taxi, everywhere they basically listening to it. Sebelazi nexesha labo. Imihlinzo yexesha
we know.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I think we grow, and now I've managed to identify ezinye strong points as I'm on radio as well, and that worked. Now we have to move on.
Move on with the times. Yes, and we are running out of time.
Definitely.
But I think there's one last thing that I want to talk about. Notorious Big. The song. Because I read somewhere that you listen to that song at least 3 times.
I do.
He said he listens to it even now.
The sky is
I'm an old school hip hop DJ. So when I saw that, I was like, I even came back and I put it on YouTube.
Listen to this song.
No, listen to this song. Listen.
You know, I mean, when that song came out, everyone was so crazy about this West Coast and East Coast
thing that was happening.
But when The Sky's the Limit came out, the first time I heard the song, I focused on the lyrics. I did not even hear the music behind the words because it speaks. So even up to today, I mean, so many years after Yapumalanga Male, it speaks to everybody. It doesn't matter what your dream is. It doesn't matter what your past is, but everyone can relate to that song. Whenever I'm down and on these long trips from Kambi, whether I'm gigging somewhere in Tata and I have to drive and come back, and I always travel alone, and I'll just be on some hip hop. I love my old school. I love hip hop, and that one always stands out. It always stands out because there's just something, the message in the song. But that one, there's just something unique about it.
And they should check it out, particularly because every time I hear it, I'm like a black child who grew up in Kasi. You have this one parent, you know, even when you hear our mothers telling like, "Mnandandi walk and singing the well, I'm like, Biggie is talking about that. Like,
hence I'm saying, whatever your background is, man, Nobusuga Pina or any other part of the world, he just talks about the progression of Esuga, Emapupeni etu, and in order for you to get there, you know, but now indlela ezibalula nakuwe. In fact, these are the things that actually build you
to actually become what it is that you want to be. Yes.
I am
too much, ne? And it's very, like, the interview was very nice. We expected masses of shake, but it was very, But anyway, quick advice for anyone who wants to
get into
whatever it is that you are
follow
into, whether they want to be a producer, a DJ, a radio, they say, "Mna, I look up to Upasta, and Upasta is one of my idols." Like, what advice, what message would you send to them right now?
Just be yourself, man.
Yeah.
I mean, even as a DJ, play music that you feel. Don't go with the rest of the crowd. Just be yourself. And be true to Amapupa. Always, when you wake up, I remember, Kula Kwetu magazine, Kapagati Zazine poster, Yomdu Ngami, and it Dongalam say abantu I used to look up to. People and denominator now, we awards nowadays. Khona ndivuka ndibona eza posters abande Romania, and that every morning when I woke up, nami ngiyenza bakwela donga ingakula midongo okanye ngakudonga lenye intwana nayifunda kule ndawo, but nami ndazabakwela donga. Believe in yourself, be true to your dream.
Yeah. Okay, another quick one.
Where do they get you? Social media platforms.
Yeah, at Pastor the DJ, go Facebook. I've got a page now.
Okay.
Pastor the DJ, Twitter, Pastor the DJ, Instagram, Pastor the DJ, TikTok, Pastor the DJ.
I'm gonna follow you now.
Yeah, now that he mentioned that,
TikTok with
yeah,
us.
he mentioned
before
that
he needs to
TikTok,
do
yeah.
TikTok with us.
Yeah.
But listen, guys. I don't know. Do you even know what like? I don't know.
Yeah.
If you did not get anything out of that, I don't know. Like, it's too late for when. But anyway, like, thank you so much for joining us. We've learned so much, and this was just another hot episode that we have. So make sure you share, you like, you
And
subscribe.
Also hit that notification of just to keep up with the content, and don't forget to tell everyone around you about this, the Voice Out podcast.
Tell your friends,
and
your family, your sides. Don't you always forget the sides.
Oh, everyone.
The sides are a part of this thing, guys. Tell them also, but listen, all of us, we are in this. The Voice Out from myself, Leah M, aka the Collector of Roses, aka the Blue Beauty.
And of course, from myself, LT Legs, it is a wrap.
Empty legs.
And the legs are sitting like that from both of us. We'll see you next time. We need to have conversations to finish here. Bye.